Hi,
Hello.
how are you?
Wow. I'm good. I'm good. You're a bit of a celebrity with our festival.
What?
Right, you are. Do you know what? Right, the first thing I'm going to say is hello. Nice to meet you. See you finally. Um, because we spoke last year, didn't we? And Sister Wives wasn't quite ready. But anyway, first thing I'm going to say is thank you for what you've done really for the festival. I don't know if you're aware. I mean, obviously you're aware. You told all your friends, but
I did.
seriously, that one day, I can't remember what day it was, but that one day I was sat there just refreshing the submissions, and I got 17 in about 2 hours. And I couldn't believe it, and that was
Oh,
largely down to you,
well,
obviously.
it's my pleasure.
But thank you for doing that, and also just a couple of people I've spoken to already know who you are. Obviously, Cara has said she's working with you as a director in your next film. And somebody
Yeah.
else actually said, "Oh, it's great being in this festival, because Louise Connolly-Burnham's in it. I've seen her name on the list, so people know who
Oh,
you are." So yeah, so that's all the
oh,
bigging you up there really nicely.
that's cool. Thank you for letting me know that. It's nice to hear.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I appreciate what you've done. It meant a lot because we've got a lot of submissions this year.
Good.
Um, so I've seen all four of your films. I don't know how you want to do this. Whether we just go through each film, publish it as one interview. I'm happy to do that. And a few questions about yourself, or we can split them into film chunks.
I think because all four films are from different teams, it might be nice to have to let each film have its moment rather than it all just being me, so we can kind of
Yeah,
like give
no, I
each
agree.
film their separate nuggets of content.
Absolutely. Yeah, and then just a little section about you. So I think what we can do is I can ask you some questions about you and your general love of film, and then we'll do each film separate. How does that work for you?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Superb. Okay, excellent. Um, So we'll start from the very beginning. I'm sure you've been asked this before. The love of film. I always ask people this. Where does it come from? Was it as a kid? Was it growing up? Did you not realize till late? When did you start to think, oh, I love film. I'd love to pursue this?
I think I don't remember not being interested in film. It definitely started for me very young. Um, whilst I have two little brothers now, I was an only child for like the majority of my childhood. So films were often something that kept me company and kept me entertained and stimulated.
Mm.
Um, my original path, I guess, into cinema was through acting. I've been an actress for about 20 years. I got my first job as a teenager, and then 6 years ago is when I made my first film, The Call Center. And that's kind of created this whole new appreciation of filmmaking, and I do kind of feel like this is where I was supposed to be with my fingers in all the pies.
Yeah,
Um, but it's where I learn about people and empathy and communication and humor. I think if you want to change somebody's heart, you should show them a film.
yeah, I agree with that. It's a question on being an actress I suppose a writer director. How do you balance those? I mean, I know in a couple of your films you made a little cameo, like sort of Hitchcock style. You turned up in a couple of your films. I won't say which one do you prefer, but you say you're an actress first. But how is the director role compared to being an actor, and how are you finding that insight into film?
I guess what I'm really enjoying about being a director is having a little bit more autonomy, like a little bit more choice in my life and my path and my career.
Mm.
So much of the time when you're acting, you are waiting for the phone to ring. And a lot of the time, the roles that are even coming through the door, you think, is this me? Am I right for this? Whereas as I've moved into kind of writing and directing, it gives you the power to do the roles that you want to do and
Mm.
write the kind of characters that you wish you were seeing on screen. And you're kind of taking a bit of the power back, making things happen. And I really love that. I'm a doer. I'm quite active. I'm quite impatient, and acting is a lot of waiting around, and I like to make stuff. So I'm really enjoying having this kind of corner of my life open up.
Yeah, I mean, you've been very busy. 'Cause I mean, I see you on social media generally. You've done a bit of acting, films that are not yours. You've done a bit of acting for other people. So I mean, you're obviously very busy. Has this all
Mm.
been the past 6 years, or have you been doing? I mean, you say you've been acting for 20 years. I mean, I suppose when it goes back to childhood, does it?
Yeah, yeah, I started young. I made my first film 6 years ago called The Call Center, and I kind of thought that would be the only thing that I ever directed. I was going through a very quiet patch in my acting career, and I had an idea for a film based off of my day job working at a call center selling insurance. And when I made that, I had total writer's block. I had no plans really to write anything else. I always kind of thought that the call center would be the only idea that I ever had, and then I just go back to
Mm.
acting. But then the call center ended up doing quite well on the festival circuit, and it's had a really wonderful life on Omeletto as well. And other people started asking me to direct their films, which I'd never even considered. I had total imposter syndrome, but I said yes. Big fan of saying yes and working it out later. And I made a few other people's films, which was wonderful. A lot of them are in your festival, which is really exciting. And then Sister Wives was an idea that I had at the end of 2023 and made in 2024. And then that got longlisted for the Oscar and the BAFTA and the BIFA, got bought by Film 4. And it really feels like the last year of my life being on that journey with Sister Wives has kind of really, I guess, solidified me as a filmmaker. And I know that people really see me as that now, which is really exciting. And we're shooting the feature version of Sister Wives next year as my feature
Ooh.
debut. So it's been a really, really magical, life-changing 12 months for sure.
Absolutely. I know you've created your own production company, Thimble Films, as well. How did that, I mean, that seems obvious that you would do that, but how did that come about? Because not everybody has the means or the passion to do that. So tell us a little bit about Thimble.
Well, Thimble Films came about alongside me making my first film, The
Okay.
Call Center, because I knew that I wanted to produce it and I was actively producing it. So I thought, oh, maybe this would be a good moment to like launch my production company at the same time
Yeah.
and kind of launch Thimble Films with The Call Center. And I'm a thimble collector. I've always collected
Right.
thimbles for my whole life. So that's why I called it Thimble Films. And we made the social media. I say we, I am Thimble Films. It's just me so far. We don't quite have the financial backing for me to hire any yet, but hopefully soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made an Instagram, we made an email, and we just started posting images and trailers from the films that we were making, and it's just sort of gone from there, really.
Yeah, absolutely. So a question because of the festival that you've submitted to, which I'm grateful for, to be fair. Um, it's all about women in the industry. I suppose you're still quite young, but have you had experiences with the gender role in film? Have you struggled? Have you overcome obstacles? What's your?
Well, my film sets are basically always 90% women. So I kind of smash the 50-50 split. I tend to only hire women where I can, to be honest. I love working with women. I do believe we still have a really long way to go in terms of equality within the film industry. So I personally try and go above and beyond. Most of my films are female focused, female centric. So to me, it makes sense for them to be made by women. But yeah, certainly it's incredibly tricky. Um, I'm in the middle of trying to make my debut feature, and do I think maybe I would be taken a little bit more seriously as a man potentially? Um, I was raised by a man though. I was raised by a single father, so I was kind of taught to have quite I think I come in with quite like a masculine energy in terms of like I go for what I want. I very rarely take no for an answer. And I don't I think I think I'm quite hard to condescend or to like to be played the gender card against because I just don't really stand for it.
Might
My
be just who
favorite
you are, though, Louisa. That might just be part of your personality, you know.
and my favorite filmmakers are women.
Mm.
So I am, I'm following in the footsteps of the greats, I hope. Celine Sciamma, Sofia Coppola. Um, it's been done, but yeah, we've still got a long way to go for sure. And I hope that one day I can be part of the story of the kind of next generation of female filmmakers and bridging the gap in equality
Well, yeah,
stream.
I think you are part of the story now, and I think you've got short films. But this is why I do the festival as well, is because short films don't have much of a voice either. You know, the feature films are all there in front of us, in your face, every film magazine you open, which is wonderful. But
Yeah,
these short films, you know, and a lot of people go just want to make short films. A lot of people want them as building blocks. Want to say, look, this
yeah.
is what I can do. So I think you are kind of in that place now in the short film sphere, which is really great. People certainly know who you are. Really, question before we come on to the films. Do you think you have talk about your personality? Do you think you have a kind of defiant spirit that it seems to show in a lot of your films? There seems to be this defiance in these films we're going to discuss shortly. Do you feel that's part of your personality?
Yeah, I do think so. I think I've got quite a strong personality. I think I've got a lot of energy. I think that there's definitely like, a darkness or an edge in me. And I guess I ultimately want to make the films that I enjoy watching, which is that slightly riskier kind of side of cinema, sexy, erotic, naughty, kind of dividing protagonists. Um, I like to watch a kind of an unstable woman working her life out. I find it quite thrilling. I think a lot of my films are about girls with secrets, like holding on to darkness inside them, and I can certainly relate to that. Um, yeah, I just want to be exhilarated, I think, when I watch a movie.